Here's the shed. I'm Bird from the shed, and I started gathering boards in 1972. At this point, I've got about 1,200. So there's a wide variety of different boards. So for season 2 of the shed sessions, I'm going to pull out 3-4 boards that I think would be fun for people to ride in whatever area the boys are going to head to and shoot. So that'll be kind of neat to put the boards back in the water, back underneath the feet of the people that have actually came from that area. Reuniting the equipment with the area and the people where it came from in the first place. This board was gifted to me by its creator, Andy Tyler. It's a really complex board when you look at it. You've got a V in the middle going into elevated rails, wanting to give the board some elevation and some drive. He made these fins himself. Dolphins on there, that's his tribute to Hinson. But it does go, and I'm really looking forward to watching those guys up there and give it a shot, because if anybody can make it rock, it's going to be those boys.
When I first saw it, I was pretty baffled.
Yeah, those fins were pretty wild. Never seen anything like that. It was definitely about the most interesting fin setup I could possibly imagine.
The fins were too shallow. Like as soon as you moved up on the board, it would lift out and you'd lose your tail. It was definitely fun to ride.
Bird, I think I owe you some money for ding repair.
All right, board number 2. This is a pretty unique one. It's a dugout board from Santa Cruz. This board in general is obviously a longboard, I think 9.6 to 9.8. This board was found on an island in the South Pacific. A friend of mine was an explorer boat guy, and they were cruising through the South Pacific sometime in the 70s and came upon this board lying on a reef on some little secluded island. And how it got there, still nobody knows. It rides super well. Really thinned out rails, has a lot of rocker by those days standards. And probably within about 6 months to a year of this board being made, they dropped down by 1 foot, 2 feet, down to the short boards. So this is a really nice piece of history, and this will be a great one to send back up to the boys in the cruise.
Yeah. This is a nice board.
60s?
Yeah, late 60s. 70, 91. Let me go look it up. This is 65 to 1970. Yeah, Steve Reeves. R-E-A-V-E-S. 155 bucks.
Just the history behind it, it was really cool and just interesting. It was kind of like right at the start of when high performance longboards started happening, and there's so much history with that board, you know?
Here we go, back up to its homeland. Rusty surfboard. This is one of the first tow-in boards that Rusty was working on, and this is Flea's board, and this was at the start of that towing stuff when they were getting crazy at Mavericks. Very, very thin, very narrow, very heavy.
I was skeptical. I was like, how are we gonna paddle a tow board with weights in it? It's real hard to paddle in because like you'd feel like you're in, and then the weights would like kick in a little more, and you'd be like, oh, whoa, whoa. Definitely interesting. I think I got one wave where I did a good turn and I was stoked.
Okay, here's the treat. This is a Gemini. This is shaped by Jeff Alexander. He's been making these things for over 20 years. There's a lot going on with it. Obviously the split nose, concave running nose to tail. Flat deck, has a little back tail. So this will be a really fun one for those guys to ride.
went good. It's awesome. I definitely have never ridden some of these shapes for sure. And so it was fun to experiment with those ones.
Bird, thank you so much for the opportunity and riding such an unusual surf craft. It was definitely a treat.